to your system. And it feels like that's where opponents of the Panthers are at this point.
Can we, I don't want to ask you about the coach of the Oilers, Knobloch.
We also have Panthers culture as a clip.
Yeah, I just, before we move off past that, I wanted to play this clip for you and get your guys' opinion on it. I was listening through and I was surprised by this. Can you do clip 1 on being underdogs, please? Knobloch?
Talked earlier about being a resilient group. Like, we saw it more last year just because our backs were against the wall more often. But going this year, it was alluded earlier that we were an underdog throughout the playoffs. And for us to get to Game 6 of the Stanley Cup Final, being a bunch of underdogs, it's a pretty good accomplishment. Unfortunately, it hurts just because we felt that we could have won it all. And, getting so close last year and getting so close this year, a lot had fallen into place, and it did very early in the playoffs. So I'm very, very happy about the guys. They gave a tremendous effort.
Underdogs.
Revisionist.
That's like,
You ain't first, you're last.
They were the Cup favorites.
I love
preseason.
That's like Nick Saban, he's like, Alabama, no one believes in us.
Yeah.
We're underdogs everywhere. It's like,
You were in the Cup Final Game 7 last year.
Everyone
believed in you.
Were they favored in, we did game time all the time. They were favored in a lot of games.
Yeah. That's a coach being we did pretty good, actually.
That's exactly what that comes
board
across.
going around for Sportsnet picks.
Yes.
It was all Oilers.
Yeah. 100%.
Except for Nick Kiprios, who picked the stinking Panthers. God. Oh, you picked the defending Stanley Cup champion.
Yeah, so my 8-year-old son, right? He was like, the team that just won, probably.
I've never really retweeted anything, but I did retweet one person last night who saw my pick the moment it came out on Sportsnet and said, and these in regards if your pick wins one round, I'll buy you pizza and send it to Walmart where you'll be working.
Is that why you wore a blue shirt today?
Walmart has a Pizza Hut in it.
The moment the game ended, I sent him a tweet back with an emoji of a pizza slice.
I love it.
And that was it.
Yeah.
That's funny.
He was a good sport about it, though.
What do you make of him saying that? Is that what it is? We actually did great, and I shouldn't be questioned at all.
It reminds me of, we got a lot of respect in the handshake line.
Yeah, it's very eerily similar to me.
I don't know. I mean, it's clearly a defense mechanism that kind of kicks in, but
I think they deserve credit for a great playoff.
It's not reality to sit there and go that we never believed that they could truly beat the Florida Panthers. Come on.
Every team they played could have beat them. LA was good. Vegas was good. Dallas was good. They had a great playoff.
They didn't sneak into a final here. They went through the front door.
Yeah, they steamrolled the Western Conference.
Yeah.
Right? No questions asked.
Yeah.
Who's the best team in the Western Conference? Edmonton Oilers.
But they weren't underdogs.
And I think statistically, when we did game time, they were it was minus 115 to minus 105. It was a pick-up series in the final.
Yeah.
Can they get back there again? The Oilers?
How do you see them possibly being better? How do they get better? So they need a goalie, right? The Skinner thing did not work. That, by the way, that killed them last night.
You can't let in the first goal.
No, Reinhart goes forehand, forehand, and chops it over his glove. He's not within a foot of touching it. The one, Reinhart's second goal, where he just blockers it lazily in front of him.
This is such a sweet goal.
Falling down, too.
But, he can't go many places there. That one's so...
And you know what's even worse is that he's so upright on it. He doesn't get back down and ready off the rebound.
Right.
He doesn't get back in position. Okay. He stays up lazily.
Yeah. No, you know what? So I was texting with Steve Valiquette during the game last night, and we didn't get to have him. He was in Italy.
And he was texting you?
Yeah, he was eating a burrata while
texting. What the hell?
He's in the villa.
So he's watching, but he won't come on? What the hell?
But
I have to put in a call.
I'm going to ask him this story, but I said something about how the Skinner blocker play, didn't love it. And he said anything they shot on him at this point, he would have made a mess of it. He said, you just get to a point where you're brain fried. He told told me this story about it happening to him, and we'll get it from him. But Skinner was just mentally
Gone.
rolled over at that point. He just had nothing left to give.
You saw him skating off the ice after the first period, and he's just hanging his head. And if you're one of the guys in the bench, gee, we're done.
Yeah.
We're done.
Wasn't inspiring.
Well, their first priority is to make sure 97 signs July 1st. Is it not?
Well, I don't think, Kip, it's going to be July 1st. I don't think there's urgency on that.
well,
for sure for Edmonton.
Let it not be July.
It will be July 1st. I don't
Great.
think, right?
I see nothing but a constant distraction.
Yeah.
July 2nd.
I can, get in trouble for saying this. It feels to me that Canadian players are less likely to do that. I feel like there's this loyalty. He's in Canada. He's a Canadian kid. I feel like it's going to be less likely that he says, I can't take this. I want to go somewhere else.
Yeah, McKinnon did it. Sid did it. It's just that kind of guy.
Yeah.
Just kind of does it.
And you think about all right, Kachuk did it. Feels like Quinn Hughes is doing it. Feels like Jack Eichel did it.
Yeah.
It feels, I don't know why I feel like it's like a Canadian hockey player. It's like,
I can't get a read on it.
Yeah.
I can't.
So-
I'm only telling you. I'd be guessing to say that he wants to stay or wants to go.
yeah. I mean, in
So-
reading some of the Oilers blogs today, I don't want to say it's a foregone conclusion that he's re-signing, but there's a lot of good points of why he wants to win. They're a team that can get to the final, and as they're presently constructed, are very, very good. Leon re-signed.
I don't know how good they are, JB. I really don't know how good they are. They're
good teams in the
I know
playoffs.
they did. I know, but they could have as many as 6 new players. And are they going to be better, worse? They don't have a goalie. Hyman comes back, of course, which is huge.
By the way, would
along
you
with
keep Skinner as a backup? He only makes 2.5, and he's played Stanley Cup Finals games, and I'd keep
it's a really tough ask for the fans or even for him to go back and say, you know what? I'm sorry that you guys wasted 2 years on me, but I'm going to
I'm more
be
of
a
a backup.
backup goalie now. And that's where I'm really comfortable. It's really tough. It's tough. Everybody.
I would love Skinner as a backup on my team, but on the team where you've been burned twice, it's really hard to
Twice.
look at that.
Yeah.
And I don't know.
I think you just kinda-
in 3 or 4 years from now, we could be looking at these 2 losses and saying that's the closest they ever got.
And you know what?
That's
Pickard,
the danger of Connor still
That's what would terrify me.
re-upping, is that your window may have closed temporarily and you might need 4 or 5 years to get back.
and also Pickard goaltended just as well as he did, and he only makes $1 million next year. You might as well just, even though he's older, you might as well just say, hey, you do it for $1 million, and we'll save 1.6. And
They're going to have to make. There's some talk about a Frederick contract extension out there. Did Elliott put something out today?
yeah, he
Or
said
did he
that
say something?
They're working on an 8-year deal or
8-year
something. Is
deal.
that-
Yeah, I think
is
he
that
said
right?
that
You heard?
fan hockey show guys.
I don't know why you
Years.
need to go 8 years.
Don't really understand that either. Listen, I'm not comparing these two, but it reminds me of Engvall, where it's like, who are you bidding against to say 8?
Played 80 games this year and he scored 9 goals.
I mean, I like Frederick, and to be honest, if they wanted to give him 2 a year for 8 years, I'd take him on my team too. But
I doubt that's what it's going to
The
He's
other
not gonna
one,
be 2.
the other one that's concerning here is a lot of talk about Evan Bouchard commanding as much as $10 or $11 million. And
How can he not?
I like Bouchard, but I just don't know if I can win a Stanley Cup with him. I'll be honest.
Absolutely, you can. Absolutely. I think if you look at that decor, I would rather give Bouchard the $10 million and then find a way to trade like Nurse or something like that. Like, move Kane, free the money up
For sure,
Bouchard.
for sure, you can win with Bouchard, but you can't do it. Him being like the absolute go-to guy on the blue line, that he just doesn't
Ekholm
play.
let them down a bit, I thought.
Well, Ekholm was also out for a very long
He didn't
time.
look like himself.
I mean,
He's
long
35 too, Kip. He's
I know.
He got walked multiple times in big spots
Yes.
where he didn't look very mobile and he didn't look like he was at his best at all. So
So
maybe
if there are signs of Ekholm now declining, Like, take a look at that blue line for Connor in the next 3 or 4 years.
Like
it is absolute paramount that you have to change it up somewhat. And I like your thought of getting Nurse's $9 million out, but you're going to have to find a stud shutdown guy that can complement the boo-boos every once in a while from Evan Bouchard.
Yeah, and in fairness, he cleaned those up pretty good in playoffs. I don't know.
Last few games,
Yeah.
they were back. They were back.
But, they like Wallman's 29, and he's good for them. Kulak is 31, and he was pretty good for them. And then it's Emberson, Stetcher. This decor surprised me the whole way around. They were the top point per game decor in the Stanley Cup playoff. And every time I look at that decor, I'm like, okay, I guess.
And then the Florida Panthers just ground them to dust with that forecheck. It's just like they can't.
Forsling. Where did he come from? Waivers to shutting down like Connor McDavid.
Dmitry Filipovich, who does some work with Sportsnet, I think he has a podcast with us. He put out an 8-minute mixtape